Hello, everyone, and I'm coming to you with another one today. And today, I want to tell you all why I decided not to get married again after trying 5 times. Well, sometimes you realize in life that some things are just not for you. Some things are just not for you. I'm a very powerful woman. I'm a very strong woman. I'm a very dedicated woman. And so my dedication and my love sometimes doesn't get what it gives. So I'm the type of woman that I won't nag a man. I don't question a man. If you're in my life, I'm just taking it for that. I'm going to trust you. A lot of men don't know how to handle that. They don't know how to handle a self sufficient woman, a boss lady woman, a woman who pretty much has her own and doesn't really ask the questions like where you going, how long you gonna be. I'm not the nagger. Never been. So some of the problem is, insecurity. They feel like, oh, you're not concerned about where I'm going, or you're not concerned about where this and that. No, it's not that I'm not concerned. It's just that I am supposed to trust you. And in anything that I do, I treat people how I want to be treated. So if I don't want you to nag me, I'm not going to nag you. And if you're in a relationship, first off, it should be trust. Trust should be the number one thing that we're working with, right? So why would I not have that from the jump? So that was one of my problems. Not being with someone who we could, relatably trust each other. And then it came down to finances. Of course, the finances is going to always be a big thing. Finances is something that I've always had, and I've always got up every morning, every day, and every night and showed up for myself. Made sure that I was able to eat daily and keep a roof over my head, the basics. So I would get into these relationships, and because men knew who I was and they seen me, in my salon, living my life, taking care of my children, they always saw someone who was a provider. So they would come into my life, they would act like they were providers, and then come to find out they're not. So it's just a whole lot of things that I just said, life after 50, I don't have time for it. I'm living out these days, life after 50, in peace, tranquility. I'm, loving myself more than I've ever had the opportunity to love myself. When you're raising small children, you're nervous, you're scared. You know how I'm going to take care of my kids. Is everything going to be all right? I don't have those worries. My children are grown. I just told my children the other day, I said, I've given you all back to the Lord. They're over 30 years old, and I'm so proud of them. They have exceeded my expectations as a mother. There's nothing else I can do for them. So it's just me. I'm taking care of me now. And I'm enjoying myself, my well being, making sure I'm good, keeping myself in great, communities and friendships and love. So protecting my peace, I would say. And so it's just a good place here. And I find myself, I was better off in relationships versus marriages, if that makes sense. Um, the relationships that I had with someone else was better than marriage. So I decided, I would just, have relationships and not try to get into the marriage field of life and, leave that part alone because, one thing people don't understand, marriage comes with a lot of things. Marriage is not easy. You see people out here being married. That's not an easy thing to stay married to someone and love someone, one person. it's not easy and it's not for everybody. And I just, I realized that it's not for Regina Miller. And I'm okay with that because, I can give myself a pat on the back and say, girl, you tried. I definitely tried. All of them were men that I was attracted to at some point in my life, enough to marry them. And, sometimes people that you marry don't have to be your forever. That's why it's good to go to marriage counseling. Marriage counseling will open up a lot of things that you think you know about somebody that you really don't know. So, if I could leave anything with my community from this conversation is, when you're seeking to get married, I suggest that you go to marriage counseling first because marriage counseling will give you all of the tools and all of the information that you need to move forward in a successful marriage, from finances to love to what the person likes to eat, what they don't like to eat, what ticks them off. Like, you don't need to find those things out in the wrong way. If you know your partner from the start, when these things come up, you'll be prepared for them. That's why they say, it's better to marry your best friend because your best friend is going to be your best friend no matter what. You might get into a little confrontation, but it's not going to last long because you're going to miss your best friend. You're going to miss talking to your best friend. So, to the younger generation that follows me, and a part of my community, and the older ones, because you got people still getting married out here at all ages. You know, I suggest marriage counseling. But for me, I'm living these golden years. I like to go where I want to go. I want to do what I want to do. I like sleeping in my bed by myself. I just love me, and I don't really have to put up with what someone else life has going on. I just try to focus on me now, and it keeps my blood pressure down. It keeps my sanity. It gives me everything that I need to move forward into my older years successfully. And that's just my opinion. And I'm gonna stick beside me. I'm gonna show up for me every day. How about that? I used to show up for everybody else. Now I show up for me, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. And I don't have no regrets, and I don't feel bad. If I turn my children back over to the Lord, I'm done. So, I'm going to leave that with that. Now, y'all have a good day now. Auntie love y'all.